Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here with me today. You know, over all the years, through all the thousands of conversations I've had, there's one truth that stands out, clear as a bell. Everybody just wants to be heard. Everybody wants to know that their life, their feelings, their experience matters. But what happens when the one person who is supposed to see you, to hear you, to cherish you, does the very opposite? What happens when the love you thought was a safe harbor turns into a storm? We're going to talk about that today. The signs, the red flags, the moments that whisper and sometimes scream that it's time to choose yourself. This isn't just another list. This is a conversation about your spirit, about your worth, about the sanctity of your own well-being. So many of us are taught to endure, to forgive, to make it work no matter what. We're told that love is about sacrifice. But love should never ever require you to sacrifice your peace of mind, your safety, your very sense of self. Love is not supposed to diminish you. It is supposed to expand you. It's supposed to make you feel more you. Get comfortable, take a deep breath, and open your heart not to judgment, but to truth, your truth. We're going to walk through 12 behaviors that are not just problems, they are declarations, signals that the relationship is harming the very essence of who you are. This might be the most important conversation you have with yourself all year. This might be your aha moment, the moment you realize you deserve more, the moment you decide to claim it. Let's begin. Let's start with something that should be the clearest line of all, a line that, once crossed, can never truly be uncrossed. I'm talking about physical violence, or the threat of it. There is absolutely no justification, no excuse, no, but you don't understand. He was just having a bad day. Not once, not ever. If a person lays a hand on you in anger, if they raise a fist, if they throw something at you, if they corner you and make you feel physically afraid for your safety, that is not love. That is not a partnership. That is a prison of fear. Your safety is non-negotiable. The threat of violence is violence. You were not put on this earth to be someone's punching bag, physically or emotionally. This is not a negotiation. This is a boundary for your very survival. Emotional and verbal abuse, put-downs, name-calling, belittling, are poisons to the soul, so insidious because they happen behind closed doors. It's the constant put-downs disguised as jokes, name-calling, belittling of your dreams, chipping away at your confidence until you feel like you are nothing without them. A voice that gets inside your head, your inner critic, not smart enough, not attractive enough, not good enough. To the outside world, they look perfect, but in the quiet of your home, the words become weapons, attacking your character, your intelligence, your worth. You're too sensitive. You're crazy. They make you question if you're the problem. This is a deliberate tactic to maintain power and control over you. Words have power, to build you up or tear you down piece by piece. You deserve a partner who uses their words to celebrate you, to encourage you, to comfort you. You do not have to live in a war zone of words. If their language consistently wounds you and makes you feel small, that is a toxic, deeply damaging relationship. Control often starts slowly. Do you really have to go out? I don't like when you talk to your sister. Why don't you just stay home with me tonight? It shows up as checking your mileage, demanding your phone and social passwords, creating drama or starting fights before you see loved ones, so you cancel. A healthy relationship celebrates friendships, respects family, and encourages your growth. A full life outside the relationship. If you're walking on eggshells, hiding calls from your best friend, feeling guilty seeing your parents, your world is shrinking. That's a 5-alarm fire. You're losing your independence. Reclaim it before you lose yourself completely. Infidelity shatters trust. Today we're talking about repeated, unrepentant infidelity. A pattern where they're not sorry for what they did, only that they got caught. Please hear me. It is not because you weren't enough or did something wrong. It's about their character, lack of integrity, and unwillingness to commit. Living in a cycle of betrayal is torture. Constant anxiety, always wondering, always checking, never feeling secure. True remorse comes with action and transparency. Gaslighting twists your reality. They deny what they said or did, even when you have proof. That never happened. You're imagining things. You're being overly emotional. It erodes perception and confidence. They break promises, then swear they never made them. With such conviction, you doubt your own mind. Your reality is valid. Your feelings are valid. Your memories are valid. A loving partner won't deny the event or your feelings. If you feel you must record conversations to prove you're not crazy, you're in a toxic dynamic. Remove yourself from the battlefield. Money should be teamwork, transparency, shared goals. Financial abuse makes money a weapon of control. They control accounts, give an allowance, treat you like a child, asking for money for basic needs, even when you earn income. They sabotage your work, guilt you for leaving the children, pick fights before important meetings. They run debts in your name, ruin your credit, or refuse to contribute while spending freely. It's about power, controlling your freedom and your ability to leave. You have a right to independence, access to funds, and participation in decisions. If you're kept in the dark or used without consent, massive red flag. These aren't golden handcuffs, they're just handcuffs, designed to trap you. Recognizing this is the first step toward breaking free. Intense interest can cross a terrifying line into stalking and invasive monitoring, obsession, surveillance, violation of privacy. Demanding passwords, reading private messages, installing trackers or spyware, showing up unannounced, it's not trust, it's possession. You deserve privacy, thoughts, conversations, movements that are your own. A partner who trusts you doesn't need to be your shadow. This creates paranoia and fear, the behavior of a jailer, not a partner. Boundaries protect our well-being, time, energy, and sense of self. In healthy love, they're honored. When someone persists in testing and knocking them down, it's demolition, tickling after stop, sharing your secrets, reading your journal, going through your things, pressuring you for sex after you've said no, please stop, or I'm not comfortable, and they ignore you, says your needs don't matter. True love won't push, guilt, or shame you for having boundaries. If they treat your boundary as a challenge, they do not respect you. Addiction is a disease, but when a partner's use endangers you and they refuse help, you must choose your safety and sanity. Refuse to go down with a sinking ship. Danger can be explicit, drunk driving with you or your children, or volatile, angry outbursts, broken promises, emotional unavailability, financial ruin, constant worry, walking on eggshells, never knowing which version of them you'll get. Your life becomes consumed by their addiction. You cannot love someone into sobriety or fix them. Support recovery, but do not be a victim of their addiction. If they refuse help, set the ultimate boundary. Save yourself. Trust is the currency of intimacy. Without it, you have nothing. With a compulsive liar, words no longer match reality. They lie about where they've been, who they were with, what they spent money on, even when truth would be easier. Building on quicksand, you become a detective in your own home, exhausting and intimacy-killing. Lies control the narrative and avoid consequences. When confronted, they gaslight or spin bigger lies. If someone has built a web of deceit, you're not in partnership, you're in a performance. You deserve truth, not fiction. Using fear as a tool, threats, intimidation, coercion, says, do what I want, or else. Nagging and guilt until you give in, even threatening self-harm if you leave, is emotional blackmail. Love and fear cannot coexist. Healthy partnerships are built on respect and safety, not dominance. If you're being threatened, intimidated, or coerced, you are in danger. Seek help and create a plan to leave safely, now. Perhaps most hopeless is when you're the only one who sees the problem. I'm fine. You're the problem. We don't need a therapist. That's a brick wall. Relationships require both people to look at themselves, be accountable, and do the work. If you're the only one trying, you're dragging dead weight. Their refusal is not your fault. It reflects their denial, ego, and fear. At some point, you must stop throwing yourself against that wall. You can only change you. Walk away from the wall and find an open door. We've talked about some of the most painful things. If your heart aches with recognition, I see you, I hear you, and you are not alone. Recognition is powerful. The lights are on. What you do tomorrow and the day after, that's your power. Leaving is a process. Reach out. Talk to a trusted friend, a family member, a therapist. Call a domestic violence hotline. Create a safety plan. You do not have to do this alone. Choosing to leave what harms you is not failure. It's the ultimate act of self-love. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of a love that nurtures, not destroys. This is your one life. This is it. You deserve to live in the light, to wake feeling safe, to be celebrated, not tolerated. Let this be your permission slip, to trust your gut, to choose yourself, to walk away from what breaks you and toward what will build you. This can be the first day of the rest of your life, lived in truth and freedom. You can do this. Thank you for being here with me.